Awete everyone, this is Regulus Pastor. Welcome back to Higurashi no Naku Koro. This is Tsumihoroboshi-hen, the sixth of the main 8 arcs, and the second answer arc. And it seems to be starting to parallel the very first arc of all, the first question arc, Onikakushi-hen. So last time, Rena found out from Oishi, just as Kage found out in Onikakushi-hen, that Tomitake-san and Takano-san died. But it turns out that Rena ran into Takano-san in the library. And Takano-san lent her some scrapbooks. But it seems that she lent her all the scrapbooks that were in her purse anyway. As opposed to Shion just being lent the one scrapbook in Miyakashi-hen. So, let's continue. And we also found out that following, her snapping at her old school in Ibaraki Prefecture, she was kept involuntarily in a psychiatric hospital for a time and given a sedative that she hated and that made her dizzy and made her forget the incident and just remember the awful pills and the shots that they gave her. And the disorientation as a side effect of them. I guess she she felt an itching in her neck and scratched it open, and she was sure that maggots were being exposed in her veins and were trying to crawl back in the wound to stay in her body. And so she after she slit her neck open, and then she slit her thigh thinking she could see it more easily there, and sure enough she was sure she had maggots there, and she was scratching open the wounds trying to get them out. And she was supposedly visited by Oyashiro-sama and told that she had to return to Hinamizawa for them to go away, but they'll only go away for a time and they'll return eventually. So this is interesting. It's a neat little development. Because, how would she hallucinate all of, that message? I mean, I could see her thinking, moving to Hinamizawa for a time to get away, but why would she think that they would come back eventually? Just thrown around. So it's interesting. Seems there are some supernatural things that might be at play. Lunch takeout list. It's just that ding. Attention, Kuroda Mental Clinic. Hello. To get straight to the point, we can assume that this is an acute case of post-traumatic stress disorder. The patient is subjected to tremendous stress because of her parents' sudden divorce and being forced to choose to live with either her mother or her father. Furthermore, the patient firmly believes that she was responsible for her parents' divorce, which further drives her to self-mutilation. The patient's largest shock stems from a sense of betrayal of her own household, which she believed was an absolute safe haven. Henceforth, there is a high possibility that the patient will resort to psychological defense measures to protect her family. For example, she might feel high disdain for any person of the opposite sex who approaches her father. She might feel uncomfortable about having other people in her home. She may also display eccentric behavior in order to keep people away from it. As an example of the latter, there are reported cases of patients unconsciously bringing home garbage. It it's highly important that the patient remains in close communication with her father. By deepening the communication between the two of them, it will strengthen their family bond and loosen up her anxiety. Since the patient only shows signs of an acute syndrome in this case, there's a very good chance that she'll recover within 3 months with her father's support and proper medication. However, it's common for a patient who seem to have recovered to have a sudden reoccurrence of flashback, even after 10 years. Her father is still fairly young, and there's still a chance that he could remarry. However, seeing an unfamiliar member of the opposite sex through remarriage could trigger a flashback in the patient, which may lead to avoidance behavior or hyper-awareness. Please explain this part thoroughly to the father in order for him to understand the recovery process. So this is why he was really hesitant to remarry. Should the father decide to remarry, it's recommended that he should hold off in telling the patient until she reaches the age where she's capable of living independently. Also, the cause of this patient's psychosomatic self-mutilating behavior, delusional parasitosis, seems to be its own culture-bound syndrome. The patient blindly believes that leaving her home village will cause a curse, and that this curse was the cause of her parents' divorce. We believe this is a subconscious defensive mechanism to reduce her mental trauma by shifting the blame from herself to her village's curse. According to the patient's statement, the culture of her home village is extremely strict and exclusive. The patient believes that there is no way to be saved from the curse other than by going back to the village, as the curse will continue as long as she lives in her current environment. Through this, we see an inclination of schizophrenia, and believe the chances are high that the patient will continue to alter their perceived reality. Schizophrenia, a case where patients' personalities are reduced, causing altered perceptions of reality and delusions. Her delusion about the maggots dwelling in her blood is a perfect example, and it's also the cause of her psychosomatic self-mutilating behavior. When a delusion involves psychosomatic self-mutilating behavior, it's extremely dangerous. I highly recommend for the father to move back to the village if he's financially capable. Allowing her to live with relatives in the village might also work. If such a strong belief can induce symptoms such as self-mutilation, then there might be other cases similar to this one. Perhaps prior medical files that document similar culture-bound syndromes may be available at a large medical institution in her local area. It will then be possible to provide better and more accurate mental care for the patient by obtaining these case files. This B5-sized letter was with a bunch of memos. The following was on the backside of the letter. Oh boy. 1 chuka don, 3 Shanghai-style gomuki-yaki soba. I think it's gomuki-yaki soba, but don't quote me on that. 1 large fried rice. Let's continue. Okay, I know this is supposed to be Takanomi's notebook, but we'll read it in Rena's voice, since she's narrating.
About homing ability and homesickness. If you interpret homing ability in a broad sense, you can say that most animals have a homing ability. It's the same with humans. You like to sleep, rest, and eat at a place where we feel comfortable, namely our homes. Your home is to you what nests are to animals. Therefore, we can say that humans have a homing ability as well. First of all, why do animals need nests? The answer is the same as for humans. Sleeping, resting, and eating are the essential actions for survival. At the same time, those actions leave one defenseless as well. That's why you need a safe area where you can be defenseless. Everybody knows that not having a safe area results in a high level of stress. When you move an animal to a new environment, it naturally becomes stressed. When you force a person to live in a foreign land where they are uncomfortable, they become greatly stressed as well. Everybody also knows that this kind of stress is called homesickness. The Japanese don't know much about homesickness. We defined it as mental weakness, and we neglected to treat it for a long period of time. However, homesickness has a very long history. In Europe's Middle Ages, people believed that it wasn't a mental, but rather a physical disease. People also believed that out of everyone, the Swiss got the disease the most.
Excuse me. My right vocal fold is really tight for some reason. I didn't realize it until I started voice acting tonight. Just now. Just give me a second to relax these muscles. Get in there.
The Swiss, you see, were known to be an ethnic group that worked away from home in that era. They lived far away from their homes. There were no telephones at that time, so they couldn't even hear their families' voices for ages and ages. It's easy to imagine that the young Swiss workers got homesick while working in a strange land. These Swiss who got homesick wanted to go home, but they couldn't because of their jobs. The conflict made them weak physically and mentally. Some of them went crazy and tried to escape from the reality by committing suicide or running away. The Swiss at that time were very superstitious, and many folk remedies and occult-like treatments to prevent homesickness went around. Since going home was the only treatment, they must have called it a fatal disease. But it isn't really one, of course. Specifically, homesickness is a sign of a human homing instinct.
About humming ability and homesickness. Sorry if that peaked the mic.
Specifically, homesickness is a sign of a human homing instinct. Your brain desires to go back to your safe area, namely your home. At first, your brain makes you remember the happy memories of your home, and it urges you to go home in a natural way. But when reason stops you from achieving your desire, your brain starts sending unnatural signals to your body. As a result, your body gets weak, and that makes it more difficult for you to live in a strange land. In the end, you have to bend reason in order to achieve your desire to go home. So, homesickness is born from a homing instinct. And the stronger one's homing instinct is, the stronger their homesickness. The strength of that homing instinct varies from individual to individual. It depends on the environment in which those individuals live. When your home is safe and the environment you live in is dangerous, your homing instinct grows stronger. On the other hand, when the environment you live in is safer than your homing instinct becomes very weak. Safety isn't the only element that affects its strength. Cultural aspects affect it too.
Sorry, I'm not really taking this in because I'm paying attention to voice acting.
The many customs demanding families return homes for major events varies with each region. So your birthplace's culture also alters the strength of your homing instinct. Amongst those regions, the transcendents of Onigashiki village were believed to have an excessively strong homing instinct. The people of Onigashiki forbade their fellows from ever leaving. Many believe this was the effect of the elitism and sense of purity I already mentioned before. People today still strongly believe that Oyashiro-sama puts his curse on you if you break his rule and abandon the village. This superstition can be interpreted as homesickness. If homesickness is directly proportional to one's humming instinct, then the exaggerated expression, curse, would signify the strength of that homesickness and also their humming instinct. I can assume that they hated the outside world and created an insular society precisely because of their powerful humming ability. Unfortunately, there's no way to measure the strength of the humming ability of the primitive people of Higurashi had.
Excuse me.
It was so strongly forbidden to leave the village that nobody left long enough to get homesick. However, after the Meiji era, things changed. The sacredness of Higurashi dwindled within the efforts of modernization. With the efforts of modernization.
I said within instead of with the first time, by accident. Or I read it that way.
And many young people started longing for city life, and some people were forced to leave the village to get a job. As a result, villagers started venturing outside the village borders. That was when the transcendence of Higurashi realized how strong their homing ability was for the first time. The residents of Hinamizawa got extremely homesick. After a while, people started to call this homesickness the curse of Oyashiro-sama. It became rumored that a person who left the village to get a job in a strange land was cursed, that he went crazy and died, and people who had left the village started coming back to either it or the nearby town. Their homesickness and their humming ability were very strong because of their culture. It's reasonable to think that these were cultivated by the unique religion in Hinamizawa, namely the cult of Oyashiro-sama. From the moment they were born, they were taught the rules of Oyashiro-sama. They must have felt guilty about leaving the village unconsciously. As a result, they considered their homesickness to be the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I'm not sure if their homesickness got stronger because of the rules of Oyashiro-sama, or if they made the rules of Oyashiro-sama because their homesickness got stronger. I don't know which came first. I got tired of reading such small print and lay down on the floor on my back.
Oh, sorry. Had to crack my back.
The true identity of the curse of Oyashiro-sama is homesickness? Mio-san believed my story, and she let me read these scrapbooks. That's why I expected to find something interesting. But what it's saying is that the answer to it all is homesickness, which many doctors told me so many times at counseling. I'm a little upset. The word homesickness can't explain the extraordinary experience I had. I saw Oyashiro-sama come down to me from a bright light in the bathroom. I saw the dusky red and nasty maggots come out of my blood vessels. The scrapbook doesn't explain any of that. I don't understand how Mio-san was going to explain the cloud of maggots. Maybe she didn't have any explanation of that to begin with. Was it just an illusion? I flipped through one of the other scrapbooks Mio-san let me borrow, looking for an explanation of the maggots I saw. Then, I found it. It had the exact title I was looking for.
About maggots.
About maggots and the curse of Oyashiro-sama. In the Meiji era, a group of villagers were on their way back to Hinamizawa, and they started discussing a rumor about a weird disease. They said that maggots started crawling out of the wounds of a person who left Hinamizawa, and that the maggots ate the person's body from the inside. The Shinto priest of the Furide shrine at the time explained that the weird disease was a sign of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. According to tradition, the Shinto priest showed the villagers an ancient scroll, and he told them the story of the maggots, had been passed down through the ages. This is what the scroll said. The world where the demons came from must be interpreted as the land of death, and the demons in that land of death had to live their lives while being eaten by maggots.
Don't mind me, I'm just getting a drink and flexing my vocal folds.
The villagers who are of the demon's blood had nothing to worry about, as long as they lived in Hinamizawa under the protection of Oyashiro-sama. But once they left Hinamizawa, abandoning that protection, the maggots that had been sleeping in the blood of the demons would start to awaken, and they'd eat their bodies from the inside out. This maggot disease scared the villagers for a while, and they asked the shrine to provide them with protective talismans whenever they had to leave the village on business. This is interesting, as it's similar to the way homesickness was dealt with by the Swiss in the Middle Ages. After the war started, the delusion of the maggot disease faded away, but they remained accustomed to send talismans to families that lived away from Hinamizawa.
How did the Swiss deal with it? My guess is that, I don't know this for sure, but my guess is that the Swiss population in those times were predominantly Catholic. So they probably gave him a crucifix, maybe a prayer rosary if they didn't already have one, and maybe a sprinkling of holy water, and prayed over them and told them to say specific prayers, stuff like that.
The talismans had the word maggot on them. But the most interesting part about all this is that the residents of Hinamizawa didn't know about the maggot disease until the rumors began. I thought their unconscious worship made those people think of homesickness as a curse. So this case of the previously unknown maggot disease directly contradicted the research I had done so far. It's natural to think that the group of people who were on their way back to the village were lost in a mass delusion because they strongly believed in the curse.
Oops.
And that the Shinto priests took advantage of their state of panic to instill a deeper faith in them. But I'm not fully convinced that it was merely a coincidence that this mass delusion matched with the story in the old picture scroll. I wonder if it's possible to see maggots in a wound without having the prerequisite knowledge when a person is cursed by Oyashiro-sama. I wish Oyashiro-sama would put his curse on someone I could study.
Is there a clue there?
I'd love to see those maggots coming out of someone. I felt as if Mio-san were here and making that request of me. I remember when she gave me the scrapbooks, she said that I might be the only one who can understand them.
Typo there.
I felt good just for a moment, because I found out that the maggots were in a delusion. But at the same time, it destroyed my excuse that it was a delusion. The maggots were in a delusion. They were there. All of a sudden, my wrists, elbows, inner thighs, and neck started itching. I felt the urge to cut open a blood vessel, but I quietly held it down. I remember that Mio-san looked very serious when I talked about the maggots. She must have thought it was creepy. But so did I. While I was crying because nobody believed me, a part of me didn't want to believe that my body was filled with those creepy things. I think part of me wanted to believe that it was a delusion. But now I know it wasn't. It wasn't a delusion. There are some people who have the same experience. Maggots in the demon's blood will awaken when you lose the protection of Oyashiro-sama. In other words, they may not awaken under the protection of Oyashiro-sama, but all the villagers still have the maggots in them without knowing it. People of the demon's blood are people who have the creepy maggots in their bodies. I try not to jump to conclusions and flip the pages again. I unconsciously looked for something related to maggots. About parasites and control of the host. The maggot disease made me think about something. Is it possible to say that the extremely strong homesickness of Hinamizawa was an infectious disease caused by some kind of parasite? I'm not trying to connect the maggots I saw with parasites. I'm trying to think about the possibility that their culture, their religion, might be associated with an infectious disease. Many infectious diseases are caused unintentionally by parasites. A parasite's host is literally its home. It wants to live within the host's body for as long as it can. The best way to do that is to coexist with the host without the host knowing it. But some parasites try to control their hosts and use them for prosperity. For example, some parasites have an ability to control their hosts in order to force them to be eaten by a superior host. A typical example is the Dicrocilium dendriticum.
Maybe it's dendriticum. Dendriticum.
It uses neoseric ants as intermediate hosts, and it forces them to move through the upper side of vegetation so that it's easier for a superior host to consume it. One parasite that controls more complicated animals is called Toxoplasma gondii. It uses mice as intermediate hosts, with the superior host being cats.
Let's see. Hold on. I want to look up Dicrocilium dendriticum. Or dendriticum. Sorry.
Dicrocilium dendriticum. Dicrocilium dendriticum.
Oh, it's a typo. It's not supposed to be crumb, it's supposed to be cum.
A typical example is the Dicrocilium dendriticum.
Let's see.
This parasite makes a mouse lose its fear of cats in order to increase its chance of getting eaten, so that the parasite can live within a cat instead. There are parasites that choose hosts at random. The rabies virus is commonly known for that. It lives and breeds in the brain of a host, and it moves into the host's saliva through the salivary glands. It makes the host extremely aggressive in order to make it bite things randomly so that it in turn can move through into other hosts through the saliva. That's what rabies does. Many parasites have a similar ability to control hosts to their benefit. The examples I used above are about parasites that move into other hosts to prosper. But I think there must be some kind of parasite that controls its hosts in order to have a comfortable environment in which to live. I want to try to connect this theory.
Oops, I've been reading it in Vika's voice. Or, Rena's voice.
This parasite makes a mouse lose its fear of cats in order to increase its chance of getting eaten, so that the parasite can live within a cat instead. The rabies virus is commonly known for that. It lives and breeds in the brain of a host, and it moves into the host's saliva through the salivary glands. It makes the host extremely aggressive in order to make it bite things randomly, so that it in turn can move into other hosts through the saliva. That's what rabies does. Many parasites have a similar ability to control a host to their benefit. The examples I used above are about parasites that move into other hosts to prosper. But I think there must be some kind of parasite that controls its hosts in order to have a comfortable environment in which to live. I want to try to connect this theory to the abnormal homing ability and homesickness of the Onegashi residents. Let's say there's some kind of parasite that exists in Hinamizawa, and it lives within all of the villagers' bodies. For the parasite, Hinamizawa is the most comfortable environment to live in, so it gives the hosts a strong humming ability in order to make them stay in Hinamizawa. Furthermore, it causes the hosts to get homesick whenever they ignore this humming ability and try to leave. Parasites need hosts in which to live. It's convenient for them if their hosts build a community environment where it feels comfortable. This theory makes it easier for me to explain the mysteries I described earlier. The Transcendents of Onegashi knew about the existence of this parasite. They knew that, as hosts of the parasites, they couldn't live outside of the village. That's why they created a culture and rules that prohibited contact with the outside world. It also explains why people acted so abnormal during the dam conflict. So, the demons that came out of the swamp in the legend of Oyashiro-sama can be interpreted as the mass spread of the parasite. The story about the demons attacking the villagers must be a metaphor for the behavior of the infected villagers who were controlled by the parasite.
This theory is too crazy. I should have just laughed about it. But I felt bad for Mio-san, so I decided not to. Hinamizawa is controlled by a parasite?
Stupid mouse pad.
You could use that theory to explain how the maggots came out of me. I felt a little bit dizzy. I was so confused, and a part of me thought it was ridiculous. And another part of me thought it was more convincing than any curse. But Mio-san was probably erased because she wrote the scrapbooks. If so, the contents of these scrapbooks must be something that they can't ignore. They try to get all of her scrapbooks and consign them to oblivion. But if they notice some of her scrapbooks are missing, I felt a chill running through my spine. I have to keep it a secret that I have these scrapbooks. And I'll have to try to understand more about their contents. I remember Mio-san told me that the three families are behind the series of mysterious deaths, and that they're trying to resurrect the cult of Oyashiro-sama. According to the theory I just read, the parasite must be trying to maintain the current environment of Hinamizawa.
Let's see. Excuse me.
The healthiest environment for it is a completely closed village, just like the primitive Onegashi. It must be very comfortable for the parasite if no hosts go outside the village. They don't even like that the villagers often leave the village to go shopping. That means the parasite would try to goad the hosts into resurrecting the cult of Oyashiro-sama. I remember there was an article in Scrapbook saying that the demon's blood runs thickest in the three families. That would mean that they have a larger amount of the parasite in them than the other villages, and that they're under its control. The three families seem to be planning to bring the village back to the Onegashi era.
Well, as we found out in the Miyakashi-hen arc, it's probably just a ruse that their ancestors set up.
Reviving the Watanagashi festival after the dam conflict can be interpreted as their desire to revive the faith that had started to fade away in the Meiji era. The three families, especially the Sonozaki family, have a great influence over the region and the public organizations. What's going on here? I thought this to be a poorly written theory, but the pieces fit together, one after another. I've never played a jigsaw puzzle as crazy as this.
Uh-oh, she's going down the rabbit hole.
I felt my brain swirling due to this absurd theory. A part of me thought this was ridiculous, and another part of me thought I might be about to expose an unbelievable truth. When I tried to look into the center of it, I felt as if I were going to fall into the whirlpool and drown. I'll have to devote myself to reading more seriously. There must be some truth to this. It caused misfortune and made my life miserable after I moved to Ibaraki. I might be able to find the truth, including the cause of my parents' divorce and my desperate behavior. Right then, I heard a knock on the door all of a sudden, scaring me. I hid the scrapbooks under a cushion.
レイナ、電話が来てるぞ。
Rena, you have a phone call.
電話? A phone call? A phone call? こんな時間に? This lady? 誰だろう? Who is it?
本屋さんからだぞ。
It's from a bookstore. It must be Oishi from the Okinomiya bookstore.
本の取り寄せとか頼んだのか？
Did you order some books?
沖宮書房の大石さんって人からだ。
They said they were Oishi-san from the Okinomiya bookstore. I knew it. That was the short first half, or first part. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Tsumihoroboshi-hen. I opened the windows, but all they let in was heat and the cries of the cicadas. Hold on, I need to splay my legs out. They're hurting in this position now. My left leg yanked out my headphones. My left leg yanked out my headset wire. It's too hot. Might be me in a little bit. In fact, I'm starting to sweat in like the pits of my knees.
It really is.
It was break time between classes, but we couldn't really get any rest. Mule and I leaned on our desks, exhausted by the heat. Younger kids sure are tough, considering how the heat wasn't bothering them at all. They were running around the classroom despite the temperature.
やっぱりさ、都会の学校だと教室にもクーラーとか入ってるわけ？
Well, you know, younger kids are meant to play, to broaden their minds and coordination by playing. So, their minds are hardwired to not care as much about the temperature and stuff like that. That's the adults' problem.
Do schools in the cities have air conditioning in their classrooms?
そんなことねえぞ。
No, they don't.
あるのはせいぜい職員室ぐらいだな。
Jerks. Only the teacher's office gets to have air conditioning. Granted, this is in 1983.
うわぁ、それは羨ましいね。
Wow, that's better than nothing.
生徒みんなで職員室を襲って占拠とかしないの？
If I were a student at a school like that, I'd attack the teachers and take over their office.
Sorry, I need extra support behind my back.
その辺の発想が実に妙臭い。
How's this look in OBS? Am I too close? No, it actually looks better. You'd be the first student ever to do that. You'd be the first student ever to do that.
あ
I didn't even have the energy to laugh. Mule and I stopped talking and used our notebooks to fan ourselves. I looked at the empty seat nearby. Gotta be careful using this tissue box to fan myself because my wrist is feeling weak and I might injure it. I looked at the empty seat nearby. It was Rena's. Rena didn't come to school today. She called and told Chie-sensei she couldn't come because she's sick. Uh-oh, I think she has a tinfoil hat on.
レナのやつ、最近元気ないよな。
Rena seems to be feeling down these days.
だね。
Yeah,
暑さにやられたのかもね。
She probably got tired from the heat.
なあ、本気で暑さでやられたと思ってるのか？
really? Do you think that's the reason?
そう思ってるけど。
Yeah, why?
例の一件がさ、やっぱりじわじわと来てるんじゃないのか？
I'm thinking maybe it was the incident.
かもね。
Maybe.
それに暑さも加わって、夏バテでも起こしたんじゃないかな。
It's probably both that and the summer heat.
I can't even imagine how distressing it was for her to commit a murder, dismember the bodies, and get caught by her friends. We took each other's hands to that place, and we united. All of us believed that we had closed the case there and have regained our peace. But was that as easy for Rena as it was for us? She must not have quite recovered yet.
おじさんはみんなで楽しく遊んでれば、そのうち元気になると思ってたんだけどね。
This old man thought she'd get over it if she played along with us.
そこまで心の傷が浅くなかったってことかな。
But I guess her pain ran deeper than I thought.
So it's not really the incident, but this statement is true.
こういう時さ、
Uh-oh. My laptop's feeling a bit hot. It's feeling a bit hot. I should prop it up with something, shouldn't I? Oh. I have my belt right here. It's a start. I have no idea how well this will work, but we'll try. This is lumpy. Let's try to smush the belt. You want to just lay it flat. So it just gets some ventilation. Sorry. What should we do?
どうしたらレナを元気づけられるかな？
To cheer her up.
多分、ほっとくのが一番じゃないかな。
Let me rephrase that line to better match like his timing. What should we do? What do you think would cheer her up?
It's best just to leave her alone, I think.
おいおい、そんなのでいいのかよ。
Hey, are you sure about that?
俺たち仲間だろ？
We're friends, you know?
ほら、ホームシックってあるじゃない？
I see what you're doing here, Dikishi's 7.
Well, it's like homesickness, you know?
あれもね、ちょっと寂しいからって言って、実家に電話なんかかけちゃうと、一気に発症しちゃうらしいよ。
You get lonely and you want to call home just to hear your mom's voice. But that actually makes your homesickness worse.
寂しい時はぐっと耐えて、例えばスポーツにでも打ち込んで気分転換を図るのが一番なんだってさ。
When you're feeling lonely, the best thing to do is to devote yourself to sports or something like that for a change.
気分転換させてやりたくても、あいつ、最近部活に加わらないし。
I want her to do club activities with us, but she doesn't want to.
レナはどうか知らないけどさ、
I don't know about her,
人には甘えたい欲ってのがあるんだよ。
but people usually have a desire to depend on somebody.
そばに支えてくれる人や同情してくれる人がいると甘えたくなる欲。
You want to depend on somebody who supports you and sympathizes with you.
慰めてくれる人が現れるとさ、際限なく甘えちゃうことってない？
Haven't you ever experienced that feeling? When you can't stop depending on somebody when they try to cheer you up?
どうだろうな。
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
際限なく甘えるってことは、相手の同情をより深く得ようとするってこと。
Completely depending on someone means trying to earn even deeper sympathy from them.
そうすると、ケイちゃんは慰めてるつもりなのに、相手はどんどん落ち込んでいっちゃうことがあるんだよね。
At that point, even though you're trying to comfort them, they just slip further and further into depression.
慰められて甘えられる。これに味を占めると、不幸に酔うのが癖になる。
By finding initial success through relying on someone and receiving comfort, they grow addicted to indulging in misfortune.
レナもその辺分かってるから、わざと一人になろうとしてるんじゃない？
I think Rena knows that too. That's why she wants to be alone right now.
Huh.
慰めや甘えが目的だったら、私たちのそばにいて涙を流せば済むわけだし。
If she wanted to depend on us or get comfort from us, all she'd have to do is to stay with us and cry all the time.
じゃあ、落ち込んでるレナをどう励ませばいいんだよ。
So, how can we cheer her up?
女の心情としては、辛さを励ましてくれるより、忘れさせてくれる方が嬉しいね。
I think she'd appreciate it more if you tried to help her forget her pain than if you tried to cheer her up.
慰めるな、励ますな。
Don't comfort her and don't cheer her up.
なんだよ、お手上げじゃないかよ。
There's nothing I can do, is there?
慰めるな、励ますなは、心理カウンセラーの鉄則だって知ってる？
That's a golden rule for psychologists, did you know?
結局、心の傷ってのは、自分で治すようにできてる。
It's interesting. Never heard that before.
Mental trauma can only be healed by the person who has it.
周りの人が治したとしても、それは本当の完治じゃない。
If someone else helps a person out of their mental trauma, even if they succeeded, that person wouldn't be completely healed.
だから、レナが自分で元気になるのを、私たちは見守るしかないんだよ、きっと。
So all we can do now is wait until Rena heals on her own.
理屈じゃ理解できるが、なんだか薄情な気がして、好きになれねえな。
I understand the idea, but I just don't like how cold it sounds. I clasped my hands behind the back of my head, looking at the ceiling. Mion laughed.
それだけレナのことを心配してくれるケイちゃんが身近にいるなら、レナは大丈夫だよ。
As long as she has someone like you to worry about her, Rena will be fine.
立ち直れるよ。
I'm sure she can pull herself together.
近くにいるだけでか？
All I need to do is to be close to her.
うさんくさいな。
I don't know about that.
ケイチにだってできることがありますですよ。
There is something you can do. There is something you can do, Katie.
Rika-chan spoke up. I wonder how long she's been listening to our conversation.
俺にもできることがあるのか？
What is it?
レナが話したいと思った時や、打ち明けたいと思った時に、静かに聞いてあげることなのです。
You can listen to her when she wants to talk to somebody.
聞くだけでいいのか？
Is that all?
励まさなくていいのかよ。
I just listen and I don't need to make her feel better. That's something I was. Here's an interesting thing I was taught in interpersonal communications class in college. This is just a tendency, maybe even an overgeneralization, but men tend to want to find the solution to things, and so that's how they give advice. Women tend to want to be heard. They don't need someone. They don't really need someone to tell them how to fix the problem. Like sometimes they just need to express their emotions, and so that's why there's a lot of confusion in the classic stereotypical scenario where woman tells her male significant other her problems, and male's saying, well, did you do that, or could you do that, instead of expressing sympathies, and the woman gets mad. Significant other is confused because that's how he might respond to his friends telling him their problems, but they really taught us a lot of stuff and how to reconcile differences, whether it's between men and women, between people of different sets of values or backgrounds, how to avoid doing unproductive things in like heated discussions or arguments. There was a lot they touched on.
ケイちゃん、打ち明けるだけで心が軽くなるもんだよ。
ケイちゃん、people feel better just by talking to somebody.
静かに耳を傾けるのが何よりも嬉しい時ってある。
Sometimes all they need is someone who does nothing but listen quietly.
ミーの言う通りなのですよ。Just like me said. レナが話したいと思った時、いつでも話しかけられる場所にいてあげるのも、きっと仲間として大切なことなのだと思いますです。I think it's important for us, as your friends, to be there for her whenever she wants to talk to somebody.
Myon and Rika-chan were absolutely right. I was gonna pat Rena on her shoulder and tell her to cheer up when I saw her next, but now I know that would have been one-sided on my part. Rena doesn't want to feel down herself. She wants to cheer up if at all possible. If I cheered her up irresponsibly, she'd be very disappointed because she'd think that I didn't understand her pain. Well, you kind of don't.
そうだな。
But, first things first. He's getting there. Baby steps. You're right.
俺、ちょっと人の心ってやつを理解しようとしてなかったな。
I guess I wasn't even trying to understand how she felt.
レナを励ましたいのは、俺の欲求であって、レナの求めることじゃない。
I've wanted to cheer her up, but I now know that's just what I want to do, not what she wants me to do.
ありがとな、二人とも。
Thanks, you two.
俺、ひょっとすると、今日まで何か勘違いをしてたかもしれないぜ。
She could take on the title Old Man Professor Mion. And she could be like teacher's assistant. I think I finally understand. On that day, I thought I cheered her up. Okay, so do you see the cursor? I couldn't remember. Because I was circling them and I wasn't sure if that was even visible through OBS with my settings. But I started to doubt if I had reached her heart. I might have just been dragging her someplace where I wanted her to go. I wasn't on her side in the real sense of the term. All of a sudden, Rika-chan patted my head.
圭一は一番のレナの味方ですよ。
Don't worry about a thing, Keiichi.
それは疑わなくて大丈夫なのです。
We all know that you're on his side.
Man, he really is readable.
え
What?
俺、また考え事を口に出しちまってたのか。
Did I say something out loud again?
レナの心には届いてるよ。
It did beat your heart.
ケイちゃんはあの日、とても強い力をレナに与えたんだからさ。
Kei-chan, you really did give her great strength on that day.
いやー、でもさ、よくよく思い出すと、すっごい恥ずかしいこと言ってたよね。
You think? And I have a flair for the dramatic, but Keiichi is like at a far extreme compared to me.
Well, now that I think about it, what you said on that day was more than a little theatrical.
We heard footsteps from the hallway, and everybody started to head back to their desks.
お待たせしました。
Take your seats, everyone.
それでは委員長、号令
President, if you would.
起立
All rise!
I really want raspberries. Raspberries I have in the fridge, but I have to go downstairs for them, and I don't want to take a break from stream. I wish people were keeping up a conversation in the chat. It could help me forget my cravings. We didn't have a club meeting that day because Rena wasn't around. That worked out for me because I had an errand to run. It wasn't a big errand. My mom wanted me to use her point card to get some detergent. I didn't see the point of going all the way to the store just to get detergent, but my mom told me to go because she's busy helping my dad with his work. I started walking towards the shopping center. I noticed someone was watching me, hiding behind a distant tree. I wonder who would do such a mischievous thing. I stared at them to find out who it was, at which point they emerged.
お
Oh,
レナじゃねえか。
that's Rena! Are you feeling better now? I was about to say that, but I swallowed the words. Good thinking, Kate. Somehow, Rena looked very serious.
どうしたんだ
What's going on? Rena put her index finger to her lips, told me to be quiet, looked around carefully, and beckoned for me to come over. I had no idea what was going on, but I followed her instructions, shut my mouth, and ran to her. Rena gestured for me to squat down to hide in the shadow of the bush. I didn't know why I had to do that, but I could ask her the question later. I just followed her orders for now. Rena looked like she was making sure no one was following her. If it was Mion, she'd do something like this just to fool me, as a joke. But I know Rena doesn't do things like this for fun. I had no idea what kind of situation I had gotten myself into, but I could feel how tense it was. I had made myself as small as I could.
Good.
もういいよ。
It's okay now.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry.
The tone of her voice made me relax a little.
どうしたってんだよ、一体。
What's going on? Okay, now I'm starting to feel hot. You jinxed me, Kate.
多分私、
I think
誰かに最近後をつけられているの。
someone has been following me.
なんだって
What? Who would follow her? When I thought about it, I realized how stupid the question was.
まさか、警察かよ。
Is it the police? Mami Rena and Hojo Teppe. Two people disappeared. Even though they were awful human beings. Police had to investigate if they found out that they'd gone missing. It probably wouldn't be difficult to find out that Rena had often been to Rena's house. But it should be okay. As long as they don't find those bags, it should be okay.
警察なのか警察じゃないのかはわからないけれど I don't know if it's the police or not. 綿流しの夜以降誰かにずっと見られている気がするの But I feel like someone has been watching me since the night of 綿流し
どういうことだよ。
What do you mean? Once I asked that question, Rena stared directly at me with a blank expression. Her eyes looked as though they were evaluating me. She stared at me as if she were assessing whether I was worth talking to about something very important. Got tripped up on the word was thing. Rena squeezed her own wrist tightly, then started talking in a whisper.
話してもいいけど誰にも内緒にできる I can tell you what's going on, but can you keep it a secret?
ああ、もちろんだぜ。
Yeah, of course I can.
レナがそうしろってんなら誰にも喋らない。
If you want me to keep it secret, I won't tell anybody.
Okay. 圭一君なら信用できるよ I trust you.
She smiled and looked around one more time.
連中はひょっとするとミオさんのスクラップ帳を探しているのかもしれないの They might be looking for Mio-san's scrapbooks.
ミオさん
Mio-san?
で、ああ、看護師の高野さんのことか。
Oh, the nurse, Takano-san.
あとスクラップ帳って何のことだ。
What about her scrapbooks?
秘密の捜査になっているって言ってたから多分圭一君は知らないよね The police are keeping the investigation under wraps, so I'm sure you don't know. 高野美代さん殺されたんだって高野美代さん
え
What?
いつ
When? She told me to be quiet again. I lowered my voice and let her continue.
綿流しの夜私たちは美代さんとあと富武さんに会ったよね On the night of 綿流し we met 美代さん and 富武さん didn't we? あの直後に二人が襲われたんだって They were attacked right after that. 富武さんはお社様のたたりにあって喉をかきむしって死んだ富武さん was cursed by お社様He caught at his third and died. ミオさんは隣の県の山中で焼き殺されていたと言ってたの。ミオさん was burned to death in the mountains of the Gifu prefecture.
それ本当かよ。
Is that true?
そんなの誰も知らないぞ。
I mean, nobody told me about that.
I know. それは警察が伏せて捜査をしてるからなの。That's because the police haven't disclosed their investigation. ひなみ沢村連続開始事件は今年で5年目になっちゃうでしょ。These cases make the fifth of a series of mysterious deaths. だから変に騒がれたくないんで事件を公にしていないんだって。So the police have decided not to go public yet.
なるほど。
Trying to suppress that rasp. I see.
秘密捜査なのは分かったが、レナはそんな話どこで聞いたんだよ。
I understand why the police are keeping quiet about it. But then where did you hear this?
内緒だよ。Can you keep it a secret? 私、実は大石っていう沖宮署の刑事さんと連絡を取り合っているの。I've been in contact with 大石さん。He's a detective from the その人に教えてもらった。
What?
He's a detective from the Okinomiya Police Department. He told me about the case.
どうして大石って人がレナに。
Why? Did he tell you? Why did he tell you?
さあ、ちょっとそこはわからない。Well, I don't really know. 彼が言うには、私なら信用できそうだからって言うんだけどね。
He said he told me because he could trust me.
I was dumbfounded to hear all this. But I knew she wasn't lying. If it were Mion, she'd be sticking her tongue out by now. But Rena wouldn't make a joke out of something like this.
ミオさんが殺された理由は、多分彼女の研究のせいだと思うの。
I think the reason why Mio-san was murdered is because of her research.
ミオさんがこの村の歴史とか民族学とかそういうのを熱心に調べてたってのは知っている？
Do you know she was doing ethnological...
Sorry about that. Let's try again.
Do you know she was doing ethnological research by studying the history of this village?
なんとなくは聞いたことある。
I've heard something along those lines. Takano-san was interested in the occult and mysterious things. I remember Mion once told me that she was studying the village's legends of man-eating demons out of curiosity. Getting an itch on my head.
彼女は多分その研究の中でこの村に関するある重要な秘密を知ってしまったの。
I think she discovered a very important secret about this village through her studies.
あるいは彼女はそんなにも確信には踏み入ってなかったのかもしれないけど、そうは思われなかったんだろうね。
Or maybe she wasn't even close to the truth, but they thought she was.
ちょっと待て。
Wait a second.
この村の秘密ってなんだよ。
What's the secret of this village you're talking about?
私はミオさんのスクラップ帳をほんの数冊借りて読んだだけ。
I just read a few of her scrapbooks.
でも彼女が特に大事にしていた秘蔵の数冊だからかなり重要なことが記してあったと思う。
But those were the ones that she was handling with extra caution. So I think there are pretty important things written in them.
だから多分ミオさんが至ろうとしていたことに8割方ぐらいは近づいていると思うの。
I think I know about 80% of what Mio-san was trying to uncover.
でもあまりに突拍子もなくて私にはまだ信じられない。
But if it's true, it's almost too crazy to believe.
ミオさんの想像が正しいかどうか検証してる段階なの。
Right now, I'm trying to find out whether Mio-san's theory is right or not.
で、何なんだ一体。
So, what is it?
秘密を知ると殺されるっていう、この村の秘密ってのは。
What is the secret of this village? What could be so important that you might get killed just by knowing about it? And I'm guessing the very next thing is going to be an interruption. I gasped the moment those words left my mouth. If Rena told me, I might get killed too.
圭一君にはまだ全部話したくない。
I don't want to tell you yet,
確証が持てたら話すね。
but I promise I will once I verify things.
だってそれくらいに途方もないとんでもない話だから。
Because it's really crazy. Too crazy to be true.
確証ってなんだよ。
What do you mean you have to verify things?
例えば予備知識のないことは私自らがその存在を検証できているけど、他にもたくさん未検証のことがあるの。
For example, I myself served as verification that the maggot disease can occur without any background knowledge. But there are a lot of things I still need to... verify.
それらを埋めていかないと私ですらにわかには信じられない。
They sound too crazy to be true, and I can hardly believe them if I don't verify that they are.
Maggots? I was totally lost now, and I wanted to ask her some questions, but I decided not to cut in. It was so hot outside, so hot here right now. Just for me anyway. But Rena held her arms as if she were cold.
レナ、
Rena,
俺は いつだってお前の味方なんだからな。
I'm always on your side.
俺だけは信用してくれて構わない。
You could trust me.
ありがとう。
Thank you. Thank you.
その一言がすごい嬉しい。
I really appreciate it.
From her expression alone, I could tell that she really meant it. I could also tell that she was involved in something very big, and that she felt lonely because she couldn't tell anybody else about it. I had to be on her side while she was going through a difficult time.
私とね、今日ここで出会ったことは内緒にした方がいいと思うの。
You shouldn't tell anybody that you met me here today.
私と接触があったことが知られたら、圭一君にも危害が及ぶかもしれないから。
They might try to hurt you if they found out.
わかった。
Okay.
俺に何か協力できることはないのかよ。
Isn't there anything I can do to help?
今はない。
Not right now.
でも協力をお願いできることが分かっただけで、今の私には心強いよ。
But it's very reassuring to know that I can ask you for help when I need it.
最後には頼らせて。
I'll come to depend on you someday. Right?
おう、
Yeah,
任せとけ。
anytime.
車が来る。
A car's coming.
Rena pushed my head into the bush. Ow. I went along with it and crouched down even lower in the bushes. We stayed quiet for a while. I could hear a car coming closer, and after a while a white van passed by. I was surprised at her hearing. She heard the car coming when it was still far off in the distance.
今の車、ナンバー見えた？
Did you see its license plate number?
え？
いや、ごめん。
No, I'm sorry.
見えなかった。
I didn't.
私もちょっと見えなかったけど、多分さっきと同じナンバーの車だと思うの。
I couldn't either, but I think it's the same car I saw earlier.
その、レナを尾行しているとかいう連中か？
Are they the ones following you?
多分。
I think so.
普段車なんか通らない道で、今日は何度も追い上げられるの。
It passed by me many times today on the street where nobody usually drives.
その度に私は隠れてやり過ごしているからいいんだけど、どうもおかしい。
I hid every time, but it's strange.
そいつらなのか？
Are they the ones?
高野さんたちを殺して、レナが持ってるスクラップ帳を狙っているという連中は。
Are they the ones who killed Takano-san and Tomitake-san? Are they looking for the scrapbooks you have?
多分。
Most likely. Most likely. Yes,
Well, actually, Tabin is more like...
probably.
I don't blame her for not being able to believe what's going on, because this is really crazy. Takano-san uncovered something really significant through her studies. The people who want that information hidden found out about it, and they killed her in the night of Watanagashi, copying the curse of Oyashiro-sama. They're looking for the scrapbooks, the fruits of her research, and Rena has them. That's why they're trying to kill Rena?
じゃあ、レナの家が危ないってことはないのか？
Well... what's the situation at your house?
大丈夫。
It's safe there.
スクラップ帳はゴミ山の私の隠れ家に隠してある。
I hid the scrapbooks in my secret hideout at the garbage dump.
お父さんが不安だけど、何も知らないからこそ何も危害が及ばないかもしれない。
I'm worried about my father, but he'll be fine because he doesn't really know anything.
圭一くんが言わなくても顔に書いてあるよ。
It's written on your face, Keiichi-kun.
突拍子もない話でとても信じられない。でしょ？
I can't believe it because it sounds too crazy to be true. Am I right?
I wanted to deny it, but I felt bad to lie. I remained silent in the affirmative.
それが当然の反応。
Well, that's a normal reaction.
私だって、ミオさんのスクラップ帳を読み始めた最初は、なんだこりゃって思って、全然信じられなかったもの。
I couldn't believe any of it when I read the first scrapbook.
すべてに目を通して、ようやく何かの筋が見えてきたんだもん。
I finally started seeing the connections after reading all of them.
すまん。
I'm sorry.
もちろん、レナの味方になりたいのは本心だ。
I do want to help you, Rena.
でも、話が全然見えないんで、どう助けてやればいいかわかんないんだ。
But I just don't know how if I don't see the whole picture of what's going on.
話せば、ケイチ君の身にも危険が降りかかるよ。
If I tell you, it might put you in danger.
レナにはすでに降りかかってるんだろ。
You're already in danger, right?
ならおあいこだぜ。気にするな。
I don't mind. Don't worry about me.
わかった。
Okay,
話す。
I'll tell you then.
多分、ミオさんたちを殺したのは、ひなみ沢御三家。
It's probably the three families of Hinamizawa who killed Mio-san and Tomitake-san.
もっとはっきり言ってしまえば、みーちゃんの家である、園崎本家。
To be more specific, it's the Sonozaki family, Mi-chan's family.
どうして？
Why?
ケイチ君も、過去の連続開始事件は知ってるよね。
This is an interesting music track.
You know about the series of mysterious deaths, right?
ああ、
Of course.
ダム戦争の時の村の旧敵ばかりが毎年犠牲になっていくっていうあれだろ。
Maybe sure would be a better thing to fit the timing. Sure. The traders of the dam conflict die every year, right?
この連続開始事件は、ダム戦争の生産のようなものなの。
The series of mysterious deaths is like a resolution of the dam conflict.
村の裏切り者を片付けることによって、本当の意味でダム戦争を終わらせようとする。
They're trying to end the dam conflict in the true sense of the term by erasing people who betrayed the village.
確かにそう見えないことはないよな。
It does look like that in a way.
誰もがはっきりと口にはしないが、うすうすと園崎家の仕業だと疑ってるみたいな話は聞いたことあるぜ。
Nobody really says it out loud, but everybody is suspicious that the Sonozaki family is behind it. That's what I've heard.
でも、裏切り者を制裁するなら、別に綿流しの場にこだわらなくてもいいんじゃない？
One second.
But if they really wanted to erase the traitors, they wouldn't have to do it on the night of Watanagashi.
毎年、たたりで一人、鬼隠しで一人なんて、スローペースで殺す必要はない。
Why don't they kill them all at once instead of killing them one by one, using the curse and demoning them away every year?
そうでしょ？
Wouldn't that make more sense?
Eh.
Would that make more sense?
I've never heard the words demoning away before, but then I clearly thought they have some kind of creepy, significant meaning, so I decided not to cut in.
つまり、これらの連続開始事件は、綿流しの祭りに神聖性を取り戻そうとする意志があるの。
That means that they're using the series of mysterious deaths in order to resurrect the sacredness of the Watanagashi festival.
もっと踏み込んで言うと、明治以降に失われた鬼ヶ淵村の神聖性を取り戻すための段階的イベント。
Step by step, they're reviving the sacred nature of Onigafuchi that was lost in the Meiji era.
彼らは最終的には太古の昔にそうだったような原理的なお社様信仰を復活させることを目的としている。
Their goal is to revive their goal is to revive the level of belief in Oyashiro-sama that used to exist in primitive times.
お社様信仰。
Belief in Oyashiro-sama.
古出神社のことか。
Are you talking about the Hirude Shrine?
そう。
Yes.
古出神社って崇められていると思う？
Do you think people revere the Hirude Shrine now?
お年寄りの人は敬っているけど、それだけだよね。
Older people respect the shrine, but that's about it.
子供たちは境内を遊び場くらいにしか思ってないし、ほとんどの村人たちも地域の集会所くらいにしか思っていない。
gather for local events.
その神聖性は失われている。
Its sacredness has been lost.
それがダム戦争をきっかけに蘇ったの。
But with the dam conflict, it started to revive.
彼らはそれをお社様信仰を復活させるいい機会だと捉えた。
And they took it as a good opportunity to bring back the code of Oyashiro-sama.
ってことはつまりお社様信仰の信者たちが裏で暗躍しているってことか。
So, you're saying that some fanatical Oyashiro-sama worshippers are behind all this?
そういうこと。
That's what I'm saying.
そもそもお社様信仰は御三家によって管理されていた。
The code of Oyashiro-sama was managed by the three families to begin with.
だから御三家には現代にも脈々とお社様信仰を復活させなければならないという至上目的が受け継がれているの。
The three families passed down their atomic goal of reviving the code of Oyashiro-sama down to the present generation.
それを思えば御三家がダム戦争中に村を一丸にまとめたり、廃れかけていたお社様を引き合いに出し、古出神社にわざわざ同盟事務所を設けた理由も透けて見えてくる。
When you think about it, you understand why the three families took the initiative in uniting the villagers during the dam conflict, and why they set up the Onagafuchi Guardian's office in the Furude Shrine, citing Oyashiro-sama, who was almost forgotten at the time.
じゃあひなみ沢村連続開始事件ってのはひなみ沢御三家、いやお社様を信仰する盲信的な集団の仕業。
So, the series of the mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa was orchestrated by the three families. I mean the fanatical Oyashiro-sama worshippers.
なら待てよ、どうして高野さんが殺されなきゃならないんだ。
I accidentally pronounced that as Oyashiro-sama. But wait, why would they kill Takano-san?
それは御三家が鬼ヶ淵村と呼ばれた太古からずっと隠してきたこの村のある重大な秘密に関係があるの。
Because he discovered the important secret of this village. The three families have been hiding it since the era of Onagafuchi.
それを暴かれるとお社様という神の神聖性が失われる。
If that secret is revealed, the sacredness of Oyashiro-sama will be lost.
だから彼らはミオさんの研究が確信に近づいたことを知り消したの。
They found out that Mio-san was getting close to the secret, and that's why they killed her.
その重大な秘密ってのは何なんだ。
What's this important secret?
それを知ると俺も狙われるってんだろうけど上等だぜ。
Oh, that's risky. I don't care if I put myself in danger. I need to know.
だからそれはまだ言いたくない。
I don't want to tell you yet.
私自身が10割の確証を得るまで言いたくない。
I don't want to tell you until I'm 100% sure about it.
多分今ここで話しても圭一君は耐えきれなくなって笑い出してしまうに違いないもの。
I'm pretty sure that right now, you just laugh.
おいおい、俺がそんな奴に見えるかよ。
Hey, do you think I'm that kind of guy?
もう少し時間が欲しいの。
I just need a little more time.
あまりの事実に私ですら受け入れきれていないの。
I can't accept the truth myself because it sounds so impossible.
だからもう少し時間を欲しいの。
So, I need some time.
お願い。
Please.
わかった。
I understand.
今日ここで話したことは誰にも喋っちゃダメだよ。
Don't tell anybody about what we talked about today.
みーちゃんとリカちゃん、もちろんさとこちゃんにもダメ。
Me-chan, Rika-chan, not even Satoko-chan that.
わかったよ。
Okay.
じゃあ圭一君はもう行って。
Well, you should go now.
私はもう少し辺りを伺ってから行く。
I'll take a look around for a while before I go home.
用心に過ぎるということはないからね。
I can't be too careful anymore.
Rena ducked low in the bushes and moved away. I was left alone there. The cries of the cicadas surrounded around me. What? Probably better would be. The cries of the cicadas surrounded me, making it seem as if I were alone there the whole time. I started walking, still dumbfounded. Probably, encircled instead of surrounded around would be best. Because of this clause. In the end, Ananda didn't tell me the secret because she was afraid of putting me in danger. But she told me clearly that there are people who want to resurrect the code of Oyashiro-sama, and that they're among the 3 families that control the entire village. They orchestrated a series of mysterious deaths for that purpose, and they killed Takano-san because she got too close to the secret they wanted to hide. Rena met Takano-san and happened to obtain the scrapbooks in which Takano-san wrote about her research. Rena still can't believe the secret written in the scrapbooks just because it's just too crazy. Hey, come on, Rena. You're kidding me, right? It's like one of those comic book stories. Mysterious occult group is plotting a conspiracy. I mean, it's not funny even if it's a joke. He's being very meta. But Rena is right about one thing. Even if this is true, it's really hard to believe. I understand why Rena wanted to wait to tell me the secret. Maybe she's just fooled by Takano-san. But that's interesting, that last sentence. Takano-san was murdered for real. So is it also true that someone is following Rena? Looking for the scrapbooks? I remember. Rena said that a white van was following her. You could see white vans anywhere. I bet there are a lot in this village alone. She might just be oversensitive to everything right now. Rena hasn't recovered from the shock since that day. That's probably why she got the idea into her head that the police or someone else is coming after her. I didn't cut in while she was talking. I think I did the right thing. If I had said that it was ridiculous or something to her face, Rena wouldn't have trusted me ever again. At that point, however, I gasped. A white van was parked on the side of the street. I wasn't sure if this was the same car that passed by earlier, since I didn't see the plate number. But the number of people in the car and the ambience of it was similar to the one earlier. There's one other thing that looked suspicious about it. There was no reason to park here. It was on a small road in the middle of the woods. There's nothing around here. No traffic lights, no vending machines, no public phones. I probably wouldn't notice it under ordinary circumstances, but I felt something was wrong. And once I noticed how odd it was definitely suspicious. There were 4 men in work uniforms in the white van. The driver was smoking a cigarette, but the other men were just sitting there doing nothing. If they wanted to take a break or have a smoke, they could have chosen a better place than here. It was possible that they stopped because they had to go to the bathroom really badly, but it didn't seem that way either. They didn't look as comfortable or relaxed like they would if they were taking a break. They looked like they were waiting for something to happen. There was a deep tension in that car. Could they possibly be waiting for Rena? No way. I didn't see anybody walking around here. This road is a back road. Nobody really uses this road, let alone by car. But it's impossible. I felt bad for Rena to even think about it, but this must be something that she got into her head because she's feeling victimized or something. She must be imagining things because she's still nervous from what her friends caught her in the act of killing Rena and Teppei.
兄ちゃん
Hey, young man. Hey, young man. I heard someone say that when I passed by the van. It couldn't mean me. He didn't even know who I was. So I assumed he was talking to one of the other people in the car. I pretended I didn't hear him and I kept walking by. And then he said it again. And honked the horn as well. That put me on edge. I didn't say that made me jump. Or I can't say that made me jump. Or even that scared me. It put me on edge.
兄ちゃんすまんね
It surprised me slightly. Hey, young man. Excuse me.
学校の帰りかいね。
Are you on your way home from school?
He had a strong accent similar to that of the older villagers. He must live here, but I didn't know him. I could tell he didn't know me either because he didn't call me by name.
はい、そうですけど。
Yes, I am.
兄ちゃん、学校からこの道をずっと歩いてきたんで。
You've been walking on this road all the way from school, right?
ちょうど文房具屋の角を曲がって。
You turned the corner where the stationery store is, right?
そうですけど。
Yes, but
何か？
why? You're probably lost, I thought. This village has many small turns, and you can easily get lost when you try to take a shortcut. So they must have been waiting for someone to ask for directions. But then he said something disturbing.
兄ちゃんさ、この道の途中で女の子に会わんかったかいね。
Young man, didn't you see a girl on the way here?
え、え？
Huh? I mean, what?
白い帽子に白い服を着た女の子なんよ。
A girl with a white hat and white clothes,
紫のリボンもついと。
with a purple ribbon on it.
会わんかったかいね。
Did you see her?
They were definitely talking about Rena.
いえ、
No,
会ってないです。
I didn't. I was ready to hear them ask that. Rather, I was scared. That's when my voice got all shaky. Up until that point, I couldn't believe Rena's story. I thought it was ridiculous. I actually laughed, if only to myself. That's why I wasn't ready at all. My heart was beating fast, and I was sweating all over. I immediately answered, no, I didn't, but it might have sounded like an obvious lie. The driver stared into my eyes. He looked like he was trying to figure out if I was lying or not, and my legs started to shake. I felt like a frog under the glare of a snake, and I couldn't move a muscle for a while. But I think the same went for those men, too. They were clearly a suspicious group. They had just asked a villager about a girl out of the blue. Anybody would get suspicious. And I was right. The man broke the ice and started making excuses before I even asked him why I wanted to know about the girl.
ああ、そんな深い意味はないんね。
Well, I was asking for no particular reason.
さっき女の子を追い抜いたのによ。来たのが男の子だったから、あれと思っただけなんで。
Okay, that seems even creepier. We just passed by a girl earlier, but you're a boy. So we were just wondering.
そうですか。
Okay.
忘れてえな。
Just forget it, okay?
ごめんな、兄ちゃん。
Sorry for the trouble, young man.
うちらもう行くんて。
We're off. That's odd that they're calling him Nichum because they're older. But Nichum means like big bro, basically. We're off.
The man started the engine and drove away. After they left, I saw nothing. That's right. Nothing. There's no reason why they had to park here. So, were they really waiting for Rena?
Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Tsumihoroboshi-hen.
Please be the end, please be the end, please be the end. I'm sweaty, and I want strawberries, darn it.
You have received a new tip. Lunch takeout list 2.
Yes.
Achievement unlocked. Mystery machine. I see what you did there. Be drawn further into the conspiracy.
Okay. Well, this is me for tonight. I'll be picking this back up Monday. I know this whole stream week was shifted over a day by necessity. I have to keep 3 or 4 days in between voice acting streams. So
when Monday didn't pan out, I shifted that to Tuesday, and then my Thursday stream became today, Friday, and Monday is 3 days after Friday, so then we'll resume our normal schedule if all goes to plan. I hope to see you then. I'll be trying to more properly emulate Silent Hill 4 The Room on Tuesday as well, but Mondays and Thursdays are Higurashi nights. And if you like what you see, feel free to join that Discord. That's when you get that's how you get notified as to when we're about to go live, and that's how you keep in contact with our little community in the meantime. So thank you all so much for watching, everyone. And as always, if you like what you see, please feel free to click like, comment, follow if you're on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, join that Discord. Any feedback you can give me at all help me tailor my future content towards your interests. I'm Regulus Pastor, and until next time, Wale!